Time for the 49ers Rush podcast.
And the one thing I want to say to the players before training camp starts, listen, man, just go out there and be you and put your best. You got to put your best, work and effort out there, yo, because you're auditioning for 31 other teams. Even though you're on this team, you're trying to make this squad. There are 31 other teams that you can possibly get a job with. So just go out there and put your best effort ever, yo, all the time.
And I'll say this. The reason why the 49ers have Trent Williams is because of the Shanahan loyalty project, right? And so if you're one of his guys, look at freaking Jordan Matthews, look at freaking Dante Johnson, look at freaking Alfred Morris. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on. If you're one of his guys, just because you get cut doesn't mean it's the end. He'll bring you back.
Yes, he will. If he has that connection with you, he sure enough will. If you clear waivers and make it back, the defense is tough, man. The defense is gonna be. I'm gonna be sad to watch some of these players not make it because they're just like I'm stuck on that whole defensive line, not just the edge, but the whole line. I feel like I've watched them grow, and even though we lost some pieces to free agency, I was excited to see some of these new pieces. Like I'm a big fan of Maurice Hurst. I think his situation last year was written so that he can have a great situation this year, if you can understand where I'm going with this. Like, I just feel like that's what Kyle does.
Yeah, and he did so. He kept Maurice Hurst at the expense of losing Jake Brindle, right? Because Jake Brindle didn't make the 53 last year. Right. And then they brought him back once Maurice Hurst went on IR subsequently, right after the 53-man cleared. So you got to get tricky. And man, Peachy, I love this. She says, I smell another trade coming like last year.
Jordan Willis.
Man, there's one of my favorite trades. Man, the 49ers have done some really good trades. I know people they get upset whenever, Von Miller gets traded or whatever, like in the big names, whatever. I don't care about that as much. You look at how we got Laken Tomlinson for cheap. You look at how we traded Dakota Watson in a 7th. And got Dre Greenlaw with that.
What did we get for Trent Williams, bro? Like, what did we give up?
5th?
Yeah, like you got a 1st-round pick, the All-Pro, the best for a 3rd and a 5th?
Yeah. So what I want, because the 49ers are on schedule to have 11 picks next year's draft currently, and that's before Jimmy G trade. That we'll have to see. Now, no 1st-rounder, obviously, but what I want to see is, let's say Jordan Willis, all right, whatever, who I think is going to make the roster. Wayne disagrees. That's okay. If you combine a 7th in Jordan Willis for a 6th, that's awesome. Those are the type of trades I want to see, right? Kamiko Toure at a 7th for a 6th.
Yeah, because
Diamador Lenore in a 7th for a 6th.
You're getting more value, you know what I'm saying, in the draft. And it's, that makes perfect sense. And we could see stuff like that happening.